Hey guys, it's Rich from Richmond Gaming. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody is doing fantastically well. We are almost there. It's almost the weekend. This is going to be the first of a two-part set of videos where we start to take a look at which characters we should take outside of affiliation. Now, my series of late, we've been looking at taking all affiliated characters in rosters, but as we know, that's just not possible running every single affiliation. So we're going to go through the top 13. I know it's a random number, but it's the one that I came up with. So the top 13 characters that you can take into your roster. In this video, we're going to cover off from 13th down to 6th place. And then in the next video, we'll be covering the top 5. So let's jump straight into it. And be sure to watch until the very end of the video where you'll find details on how to enter our big giveaway for the month of June. So starting the list at number 13 is the goodest boy of them all, Lockjaw. With a 3-cost terrain thrower, his interdimensional bloodhound singling out an enemy character and giving allies 1 additional attack dice, plus his ability to teleport himself and allies around him, he's a great addition to any roster. He also generates an additional 3 power every round as long as he starts the power phase within 2 of any other character, so he has lots of power to use all of those superpowers at hand. Coming in at number 12 is a little bit of a cheat, as we're going to take up 2 of your roster slots with this next selection, but we're taking Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive. This married couple deliver heavy on 2 things: damage and retaining prioritization. Whilst Proxima is okay at dishing out some damage and condition tokens, it's her husband, particularly when using the Execute Tactics card and Glaive's Edge, can easily take out 2 or 3 characters in a single activation. The husband of wife of superpower, allowing you to activate 1 character after the other as long as they're within range 4, not only adds that burst damage to be able to take out your enemies, but retain priority whilst doing so going into the next round. These 2, however, are quite a heavy investment, costing 7 threat to field both of them, and you're more than likely going to want to be taking a gem with Corvus Glaive as well. I can highly recommend the Reality, and realistically you're probably going to be taking a tactics card or 2 alongside them, but I think they're a great investment for any roster who is looking to add some additional firepower into their squad. Number 11 is a newer addition to the Marvel Crisis Protocol lineup, Mr. Sinister. Now, whilst I haven't managed to play too many games with Mr. Sinister, I've had maybe 3 or 4 with him in various rosters, I have theory crafted a number of rosters built around him, and I'm a firm believer that he can fit into almost any affiliation out there. 4 threat and a good set of attacks and superpowers, it's his genetic samples and what he can do with them that are a standout feature for me. Now, these tokens are generated in 2 ways, either using a tactics card or using his beam ability on enemies. And they can be used to negate damage, shake condition tokens, apply the root condition to an enemy, or alongside a tactics card, once in a game being able to use them to summon an additional ally from your roster. With each genetic sample taking half a threat and rounding down to the nearest number, Nathaniel can easily bring in a 3 or even 4 threat character in round 3 or 4. Now, once again, taking Sinister is not just an investment in the roster slot. You are going to want to take his 2 tactics cards with him as well. But with him, you can add some very unique and fun game mechanics into your lineup. He also has a 1-cost range 4 Mystic Beam attack, which in itself is just really, really good. Getting the number 10 spot is one of the earliest releases in the game and is either a firm old favourite or maybe not, depending on whether you've played him or been on the receiving end of one of his doomsday chairs. It's everyone's favourite big-headed maniac, Murdock. 6 strength mystic builder that saps power, 3 cost 7 strength spender that guarantees a follow-up attack. Murdock is a powerhouse, but that isn't all he brings. Bow allows you to advance an enemy character short, Imbecile gives you a size 3 terrain long throw, and P-Brain allows you to reroll any number of dice, plus when defending, he converts all of his opponent's wilds into blanks, making it extremely difficult to place conditions on him. With only 2 physical defense, however, he is somewhat susceptible to throws and physical attack, but with 10 stamina on his healthy side, he can take 1 or 2 punches before he goes down. If you're looking for some additional consistent damage in your roster, Murdock is a great choice. A firm favourite of mine next at number 9, and actually at number 9 as it's typically the threat that I play him at, it's the Mad Titan Thanos. Now, most people will look at Thanos and think him to just be a damage-dealing powerhouse. And whilst that is true to some extent, it is additional support and utility superpowers that I really enjoy in his game. Cosmic Portal, allowing you to move any allied or enemy character within 2 of their current position, can be devastating for the enemy. And Death Decree, allowing an allied player to add 2 or even 4 dice to their pool if they're on their flipped side, can make even the weakest of characters dish out some real damage. Add to that his 6 dice strike with a potential throw on a wild, his potential 8 dice Cosmic Blast at range 3, and his inherent damage negation. Thanos, for me, really does have it all. The downside, however, once again, is that he is a heavy investment, as a 6 threat Thanos really feels more like a 5.5 threat Thanos, because one of his superpowers is being able to use those 2 gems for free. So you're going to be wanting to take some gems with you. I can personally highly recommend the Time, the Mind and the Reality gem, and I'm actually including all 3 of those in my current Brotherhood roster. Personally, I think Thanos sits well in any team, but particularly teams that can generate power for him, because he can redistribute that power back out in the form of movements for allies, movements on the enemy, or even better, the additional dice in attacks. At number 8 is the Queen of the Inhumans, Medusa. At 4 threat, she really does bring a little bit of everything to the table. AoE damage, throws, placement of alloys, and her Braid Bash builder with some very interesting mechanics, allowing you to potentially attack twice and then push the opponent twice, all within the same action. With 6 HP, she is fairly healthy, but with the inhuman rerolls and living strands, which negates the enemy's ability to reroll dice or change dice when they're attacking her, she's significantly harder to kill than her stats would first lead you to believe. Coming in at number 7 is the first of 2 members of the Brotherhood in this list, and that is Turd. At 2 threat, he is a low-cost option that can be slipped, see what I did there, into most rosters very easily. He also offers quite a bit of utility, especially around extraction tokens. Being able to interact at range 2, advance after being attacked, and take tokens from allies, he has a huge amount of movement, and in games I've played with him, he's often the difference between a win and a loss, and for a 2-threat character, that's absolutely fantastic. His Builder Tongue Lash is okay, it's a range 3 attack, but one nice thing it does have is a push on a wild, meaning that he can push enemies off objective tokens. Number 6 next, and it's the first of 3 Asgardians that make the list, Angela. This 5-threat powerhouse is just as, if not more powerful than her brother Thor, and is still the only character in the game to be on a medium base with a long move, allowing her to walk up to the central objective, turn 1, pick it up and still have an action to spare. Her 6 strength builder, Xiphos, allowing you to place within 2 of your opponent, a size 4 terrain through a medium, and Angelic Assassin, allowing you to make a free Xiphos after dazing or KOing an enemy character. With Angela in your roster, it gives your opponent something else they have to worry about and play around. And there we go, guys. That is our 13th down to 6th rank characters that you can take in any affiliation. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think, any predictions for what the top 5 are going to be. And also remember, we are running our competition in the month of June, where if you are subscribed to the channel and you leave a comment in this or any other video during the month of June, you'll be in with a chance of winning a brand new Marvel Crisis Protocol character pack. So it leaves me, as always, with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.